Hey guys, I'm going to make a short video here just to help you understand how you can work on PEX lines yourself. So this week I was out working on an RV with a customer and his RV was leaking, and on one it was just the washer inside that when it was tightened it was pinched wrong, it wasn't sealing, so there was water leaking. But instead of sticking with these plastic, all I carry are these brass fittings, so I just went ahead and just swapped the whole connector. He said he was going to try it himself, but he didn't see a video of mine that was explaining how to work with PEX. So here we go. I'll show you how you can do this because it's super easy. Of course, we're not in an RV, but that's okay, it's the same idea. So if this line was leaking, if this is connected to a faucet, if this was leaking and you have to change the whole connector for some reason because it's either cracked down here or leaking from the inside, and if you change the washer, you can get a new cone washer, throw it in, pop that one out first with a pick tool, then throw a new one in. If it's still leaking because it's cracked or failed somehow, it's super easy to change. So the way this works, so you see it's got this right here, this little ear that sticks out. That's what you use when you need to crimp this clamp onto a PEX. You have to squeeze that with the crimper, so that's what I have here. But we'll get to that in a minute. But to remove it, you have to cut this. Depending on the position, sometimes I might just use a Dremel that I have to just cut right there in half, and that'll open this up. Let me show you with just this tool here. So this is just a thick gauge wire cutter. When I'm working on slide outs, cable slide outs, ball systems, this is what I use to cut the cable to size, but it works good enough for this. So let me show you. I just cut it in half. So there's one. Let me cut this side. Kind of tight. There we go. Once you cut that in half, you can open this. Be careful, it's pretty sharp. You can get cut. I'm always getting cut with something, but I'm used to this now. And this will come off. Once that's released, you can just take this connector off. I won't take it off. You might have to use some tools. I'll use some channel locks and just start prying this, trying to bend it like so until it comes loose and it pops out. Then you just throw the new connector on. Let's say this is the new one. Of course it's not, but I'm not going to throw that on because then I have to take it off. But once you put the new one on, first put the clamp on, of course. When you have this off, throw the clamp on. I'll cheat and throw this underneath. Once you have the clamp on, put the connector on so you can slide this up. So it has this plastic one has those tabs that tell you to go that far up, because you don't want to put this right on the edge where there's nothing left. You want to back it off just a hair. That's why the plastic connectors have that. But you'll see this one doesn't. So if I was to use it on that, take it all the way. Let me show you with the clamp. I would go all the way, and it still has enough to rotate, and I would clamp this down about the same distance as that, so right there. So let me show you. Let me take this off because we're not putting that on. Right here, just grab your clamps. It's going to be, sometimes you can't get to it because this is too wide and it won't fit inside the RV, inside your cabinet, or wherever you're working, so it's kind of hard, it's awkward. Sometimes you can use a wall to hold one side while you're doing the other side with your hand because you don't have 3 hands to do this. So I'll use the wall to cheat sometimes and start this. So once you got this in position, you see I'm pinching that right there with this clamp, and you just go all the way down until it stops. And that's it. It's that easy. And then if I wanted to take it off, just reverse the process. Again, you have to cut these in half. You can use a Dremel if you want, oscillating tool, anything. Basically it's just cutting that in half so you can take it off. So that just opens up so it can unwrap from the PEX, and you just pull it off. So it's that easy. Just get a crimper made for PEX. According to my customer, about 80 bucks. I did not look. Get yourself some pipe cutters. This can go any size, of course. Everything in RV is going to be a 1/2 inch. You may run into some things that are a little bit thicker, so it wouldn't hurt to get something a little bigger. Basically, this is just a ratcheting system, and you just line it up wherever you want it and cut away. That easy. That way you can pop a new connector or cut it to size so you can adapt anything you want if you're trying to adapt a T to run the line somewhere else. So basically that's all you do. So yeah, all I use again, crimper, something to cut the pipe with, pocket knife, it doesn't always make a straight cut. And this is why I use just wire cutters, because it's strong enough for that. So yeah, hope this video helps. Have a good day.